We have reached the semifinals. There's 5 dancers left, and the Mirror Ball Trophy is in reach. Tonight we saw some iconic dances. Who pulled it off and who fell a little short? Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Yes. Ooh, oh, I like this. Oh, she got it going on. Okay,
yes.
Okay.
Work it out.
Yeah. Can we do this the whole show? 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, guys, I'm sure y'all are tired of us dancing, so we'll start the show. Yes. Hi, guys, and welcome to the Dancing with the Stars after show. I am your host, Morgan Willett. You can find me on Twitter at Morgan_Willett. I can't believe this season is almost over. So exciting, but before we dig into that, I'm going to let my host take it away.
Hi guys, I'm Amy Cassandra, and you all can find me on Twitter, Instagram, pretty much everywhere at Amy Cassandra TV. I am filling in today, so
we got that fill-in action.
Yes.
We missed you, Tara.
Yes.
Yeah, we missed you, Tara. She will be here next week.
This
is so exciting, you guys. Can you believe it's already week 9? How is this happening? It's
week
craziest
9.
thing
It's
ever.
nuts.
Anyways, I am Tiege Dooley-Panko. You guys can find me at TiegeDP pretty much everywhere. TIEGEDP. Yeah, it's really confusing. I don't know. Anyways, so excited. You guys are already talking in the group chat. We can't wait to get to everybody's comments. So get on in there and let us know what you think. Well, girl, I know what you're gonna say.
You were savage, but she was right.
Tig, you were savage, but she was right.
Oh, thanks.
And with that, I am Carla Renata, one of your co-hosts here with the Dance with the Stars After Show. You can find me on all social media platforms at The Curvy Critic. I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Thank you. That's from one of my favorite people in the group chat. Oh, I love her so much. Speaking of group chat, you guys have been so fantastic. We adore going on there. I have to give a shout out to Sydney because your comments every week really just make it for us. We love them. Sweet. So creative. Y'all keep commenting. We adore it. Okay.
We love you, Sydney, and everyone.
And everyone. Hey, Jeff.
In general.
Disembodied voice. You were savage, but you is right. All right, let's get into the dances. So tonight we saw some pro picks. We started out when the dancers got to pick the song, and then we jumped into some iconic dances. But we'll start with the pro picks. Drew and Emma were first. They did a tango. OMG, OMG. This is so much plaid gone so wrong. I just will start off. I hate that song. I can't stand that song. And, you know, the dance I didn't really like either. I will let you guys comment what you think, but I thought it was a bit of a train wreck.
I'll go in on that one.
Yeah.
Take it away.
So let me just say, I'm with you, Morgan. I wasn't a big fan of the dance. I wasn't a big fan of the song. And that was just way too much action going on in a kilt, dress, skirt, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to need you not to be kicking at me, showing all your stuff on the TV screen. I don't need to see that. I don't need to see that. I don't need to see it. And I'm going to need you to straighten out them knees. Them knees was a little too bent.
Well, no, those knees, though. Those knees were so little.
And
they were so little. And
so
had no
and
hair
hairless.
on them.
Why does he not have hair on his legs?
What am I looking at? I had to look up, like, what an actual kilt looks like. I guess that's what it looks like. What?
His kilt was too short.
When he's so tall,
he had a mini kilt.
He had, like, a mini skirt on.
He had a mini kilt.
That's going to be trending this winter now that we brought that.
Ooh,
it was like a little, like a private school girl. I don't know. You know, I just felt it felt a little bit jokey to me. And it's like, it's the semifinals where, you know, I just feel like that just made no sense. I didn't know he was so attached to his heritage. I just didn't.
That was the TMI dance of the night.
Yeah.
It was the TMI dance of the night. You know, I mean, we have been big fans of everybody that's in the final 5, Drew included. He is like the Energizer Bunny that won't stop going, literally.
And,
you know, but I was going to, if you was going to do the plaid, wear some plaid pants. Why it got to be a kilt? Like,
I
I'm
guess
saying.
it to be more spot on with his heritage and all that. But here's the thing. I love this song. I do. but I not to
Happy.
dance to it. And I really loved the beginning, and then as it kept going on, I was like, no, wait, no, stop, please. Really?
No, the
What are we
beginning
watching?
was I'm sorry.
The beginning was good.
The beginning is where I was like, oh no, this is gonna be tragic.
Beginning meaning the first 5 seconds.
First 5 seconds backstage, he was like, it was like felt like I was watching.
Can we talk though that the background of this was sheep
Sheep.
floating?
That's when I
I was
knew
like,
we were going
what
south.
was the
gonna be
production?
bad.
It was the TMI full frontal dance of the night.
Yeah,
It
can we
was.
talk about the ending?
Oh, right, but one second.
just
So,
awful.
Amy, I understand that that's part of his heritage, but I'm just saying I don't need to see full frontal in my face on national TV in a dance competition.
I
Like, I
agree.
get that, but I was like, no.
And
okay.
his little
Showing too
knees.
much.
I just couldn't. I literally couldn't watch the dance because I was looking at little knees. I'm like, what? I was just like, what? And then they just emphasized the sock. I don't know.
Look at me, I'm sipping.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, Jordan. I'm sorry. I was looking at the group chat. Drew does. He does commit, and that's so appreciated. I mean, I love somebody that will commit to everything, and it's great. But those knees, though.
Well, I will say about this dance, I mean, I think the choreography he was given, he pulled off decently. I wanted what was going through Emma's head with this one?
Yeah.
Like, it's
I don't think
semifinals.
much.
This should have been, it didn't have to be serious, but to me, this was like
I
almost
agree,
laughable.
100%,
Very laughable.
Morgan. Like, and I love Emma's choreography. Usually, it's so elegant and kind of tasteful, and I feel like this was just so not Emma and so not Drew. And I feel like this dance was kind of emblematic of a lot of the problems I think we saw tonight, where choreography didn't necessarily match dancer. And like, this might have been funny if it was Nick Lachey in week 3 or something, but it just
Right.
there was a lot of moments tonight, not just this dance, where I think the celebrities doing a good job, a good overall job with this, but something doesn't feel right in terms of tone, dancer, and style and strength. I just felt like there wasn't synergy with all that stuff tonight a number of times.
I think
definitely
that's true.
agree with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, the judges basically agreed with us. Lynn says he was full of determination, but he did lose his technique. Agree with that. And then Carrie Ann, I think, just hit the nail on the head. She said there's a lack of artistry in the dance.
But she also said that kilt was a little revealing. So
Which-
I'm with Carrie Ann.
And those knees, just
Very true.
Those knees hadn't seen the sun. I'm sorry, I'm done talking about the knees, but like,
Teague
babe,
really wants someone to spray tan his kneecaps.
that's all. I mean, like a little Neutrogena, a little natural glow.
say Neutrogena.
Neutrogena, natural
Can we at least get him
glow.
Jergens?
What helps?
Maybe he'll get a sponsorship after this.
I'm just saying.
Anyways, his scores 3 8s, just total of 24. I don't think they're gonna give 7s at this point, so I think 8s were.
It's the base.
Teague was like, give him a 7.
No, I mean,
You was savage, but
she
you was right.
My favorite.
All right, well, okay, let's move on. Victoria and Val, they did a contemporary, which I feel like we saw a lot of contemporary tonight. This one was a song dedicated to her parents. That package had me in all the feels.
Yes.
All the feels. But what did you guys think about this dance?
Go ahead, T.
Oh, I just, to be honest, and I love Jenna. I love Jenna. I think she's an incredible dancer and person. I really love Jenna. I don't know if we needed her in the whole dance. To me, it took away from the partnership, and it just felt kind of like I didn't want it to be a trio. I kind of wanted to see, I don't know, and also contemporary. Watching Val do, maybe it's because it was Jenna's contemporary. I've seen him do contemporary where I was a little bit more impressed with him, but to me, it wasn't Val's best performance, maybe? I mean, I feel bad saying this because I think they're all really talented. I just don't think it showcased anybody perfectly. I don't know. I think the story, and also there was kind of a little bit too much acting. Not a lot of dancing. I don't know.
Well, to answer what you said about Jenna being in it,
Yeah.
I think the reason, and I think y'all know this, the reason they had her there was to be
The mom.
the representation of her mom, and Val was her dad in the impetus of the dance and the choreography of the dance. So I got that. I could kind of see where it would have been a little bit more helpful to her to take the mom out for a second, a little in the beginning, like after the beginning, once it was established, to kind of have her just come out and maybe have her come back in at the end. So I agree with you on that one. But I thought it was a beautifully moving piece. I really enjoyed it. But we were talking while we were watching the show, saying that this particular season, and none of us are particularly sure why. They did a lot of contemporary dance routines on Dance with the Stars this season. I don't know what's up with that. We barely saw the Paso Doble. We barely saw the jive. We barely saw so many other of the staple traditional ballroom dances that have made Dancing with the Stars the popular show that people like to watch this particular season. And so that kind of annoyed me this evening, you know.
Well, and what they're saying in the group chat, too, is, well, obviously, you guys probably know that Val and Jenna have been dating for a while. So we don't know if maybe, you know, that had something to do with it. Maybe he's like, maybe she's at home like, hey, can I be in this one? Or can I maybe choreograph? Maybe she wants to make an appearance as a choreographer or, you know, try to, you know. So maybe it was like kind of just, I don't know. And she was in the other piece that they did tonight, too.
That is what makes me think maybe she was in his ear being like, well, put me in the dance, you know? Let me be in the dance. So,
or the producers might have said
that's
something.
true. Or maybe they want to, like, gradually start bringing her in a little more to make her a pro. I don't know. But
you know what? I think that's a good point. I think that might be what's happening, actually.
So maybe we'll see her next season. I don't know. Amy, what do you think?
Well, there just wasn't enough partner action between Victoria and Val. So even, I mean, yeah, Jenna was there, but with trios, I felt like this was kind of the feeling the entire night, that trios just felt a little awkward because people were getting more attention with each other. We were comparing them, and this was kind of the same thing, where I just wanted to see them two together. Like, even if Jenna was there, just have her on the side.
Right.
Just more of them two connecting, contemporary
It's so, I feel like there wasn't really dancing in this.
No, it's a lot of acting.
Yeah, it was acting. I get they're trying to bring Victoria out of her shell and like focus on the acting, but I was like, where's the dancing? Like, she did a few moves here and there, but who else? Who did the other contemporary that I was just blown away by?
That was Lindsay
and
Marc. Yeah.
See, I feel like they pulled off the contemporary I wanted to see, whereas this was just a little too much storytelling for me.
But that's Marc's forte.
Yeah, you know? This wasn't really Val's, but I don't know. The judges liked it. 3 9s for a total of 27. Do you guys agree with those scores?
Nah.
Yeah.
I mean,
especially if Drew got 8s, they should have gotten 12s. But
yeah.
Sipping my tea.
Sipping my tea.
Yeah, I don't think 10s. So 9s. I agree with that.
Okay.
Move on.
Oh, also, Jasmine, happy B-Day! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Jasmine!
Happy birthday to ya! Happy birthday to ya!
Happy birthday!
Yeah, take it away, Carla.
Happy birthday! Okay, enough of that.
Happy birthday. You get the gist.
Yay!
Happy birthday. Group chat.
Next, Jordan and Lindsay, they did an Argentine tango. It was a dedication to, I guess, him being a brother to his siblings. Yeah. I like this dance. I don't think it was my favorite of Jordan. To me, he didn't seem all the way in it. I didn't see that kind of fire in his eyes that I normally do. I mean, of course, he did it flawlessly. Like, there's nothing you can really critique. But I think one of the judges, who said it? Who was it? Was it Carrie Ann who said that he just wasn't connected in that dance? So, I mean, I agree with that. Did you guys like it, love it, hate it?
Well, no pun intended, but you said you didn't see the fire in his eyes, and there was a reason for that.
Well, he did have a nail in his eye, and that could have affected it. Like, that could have affected his emotions. Maybe it was hurting, but, I mean.
And Lindsay was having issues,
yeah,
too.
she was.
You know, she said her leg
beat
gave
up
out in rehearsal or something. So they were broke down, and they were just, trying to muscle through it. I thought they did an okay job. Bruno thought it was his most mature dance to date, and he said it was strong and balanced, and that he played with the focus, and it wasn't overplayed. And Carrie Ann said that they kept the standard extremely high. That Lindsay keeps the standard extremely high in their dancing, but she also cautioned Lindsay to be careful in what she has choreographed for Jordan going into the final stretch, because she doesn't want to see them, eliminate themselves over a step, since they're already injured. And when you're injured like that, it only takes one little bitty thing to kind of kick you over to the world of no return. So there's that.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite dance of theirs, but I thought it was. And also, I guess we were talking, Jeff was saying, it is kind of like an interesting choice. In Argentine tango is kind of a little bit like a sultry choice, but then you're doing a story about your siblings. So, I don't know, maybe they were kind of like playing it safe I don't know.
Yeah, I think it would have been interesting to see a sexy side of Jordan. And by Argentine is like the one time you kind of get to really enter a sultry side of dance. And I don't think we've seen that from Jordan yet. Like, we've seen a lot of theatrical and moving and emotional. So I think, yeah, I was bummed that, like, for his Argentine, they chose to make it about a sibling narrative rather than something maybe a little more provocative. And I think it did affect the tone of the dance a little bit. Even though Jordan was great, it didn't necessarily feel like an Argentine.
I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. But judges, 9, 9, and a 10 from Bruno, so total of 28. I don't know if I would have given a 10. I think all 9s, but I mean, he's amazing.
It was done,
I mean, it's
perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect.
So,
but it wasn't his normal 10. I don't know.
Right, yeah, totally,
So,
of course.
I mean, the song choice was really nice, though.
Yeah, I love that song. I will say,
Mm-hmm.
do really like that song. All right, next up, Lindsay and Marc, Contemporary. They did it to the again to the song Head High. I'll let you guys start with this one.
Well, okay, the wind machine was great. She had a Beyonce moment, pretty much. The set, the lighting, everything was really great. The song, appreciated it. It was really nice. Super memorable, not really. No, and it was a little bit too much. Like, oh great, another contemporary. Because I really feel like sometimes the pros get a little too relaxed with contemporary and they don't want to do that much partner action. Where, you know, like a tango or a waltz, you see it. It's just like, there it is. They're partners. But yeah, with this, I didn't see it that much. It was nice. It was really nice.
Contemporary is tough too because it's like, you know, ballroom, you can kind of hide like little things. Like if you don't have great pointed feet, which I'm like a huge pointed feet person, you can kind of hide in the shoe. But for contemporary, you can't. Like there was a time she did a jump and I think her feet were just like a little not, you know, they're not pointed because she's not technically trained like that. You know, that takes a while to get your feet actually, you know, to look good and your ankle to point to kind of. So, but you know, I thought she did a good job. I will say, I really appreciate the challenges that he gives her because, you know, those lifts and her extensions. The one in the beginning didn't quite hit, I think, the way it was supposed to, the picture in the beginning. But then toward the end, I think she's doing impressive stuff. And especially tonight, they really wanted to emphasize she has not had training. So I thought, she's incredible. She's great. I thought it was a great dance.
I thought it was fierce.
I agree. I loved it.
It was fierce. And what I really loved more than anything was the package beforehand where she talked about how people had been telling her no, and every time somebody told her no, she was like, watch this. That is like my motto in life. So I was totally, when I heard that in the package, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. And I was right, it was. I enjoyed it.
I really liked it. I like seeing that side of her. And I agree with what Carrie Ann said. She's evolved. At first, it was like rainbows and pastel and fun. And then tonight, it's like we saw this fierce, aggressive side of her. And I really liked it. It blew me away. Carrie Ann said, she's now blood-free Earth Mama. Don't know what you meant by that, Carrie Ann, but
it sounds cool.
But yeah, Earth Mama. I don't know. It was good.
Cool. It sounds great.
And the judges liked it. A 10, a 9, and a 10. Obviously a 9 from Lynn. Total of 29. I think 3 10s would have been appropriate for that. But that's me.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one.
I think so too.
Next up, Franky and Whitney. I keep thinking of the shirt thing. It makes me giggle and cringe. Okay, so they did it to a salsa to Shake, which we were shaking to at the beginning of this. I know they were going for sexy and confidence. I didn't buy it from him. I think he did okay, but I wasn't buying the sexy vibes.
Yeah. It's cringeworthy.
Really? The whole thing?
Not the whole thing. Just knowing that he really didn't want to show his chest, and that having been like, I think in his mind he was like, great, at the end of this I'm going to show my chest and it's going to be a thing. And I just was like waiting for it, like, oh god. I don't know. It just made me uncomfortable knowing that he was probably thinking about that. And I mean, I do have to say though that he really tries. He tries really hard. He gives it his all, and I appreciate that, but
Want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. I feel like that particular dance didn't match his personality, is what I felt like. I felt like the music and the choreography was one thing and he was something else. And I felt like there was a disconnect there for me. I also felt like he had, there was more than one occasion where he was ahead of the beat or behind the beat. It was one or the other. And it was like, I'm going to need you to find the beat, but we'll just find it. Like, listen to that bass line, get that drum line, let's get it moving. But, and in the other parts, he totally kept up the rhythm and kept up with Whitney. So it was kind of a little bit of a mess for me, you know?
So it's interesting because I was really impressed. Because when I heard that they were doing Shake, I was like, oh gosh, this could go so wrong. And to my surprise, I was actually really impressed. I thought that, you know, he went the wrong way in that group section. And then also, one of the guys on the, if you're looking at stage, well, stage right, if you're on, well, so stage on the left. So he didn't know the choreography in the beginning. Did you guys catch that? There was a guy that on the left that was like looking around very confused. I'm like, wait, where did this guy come from? He just pop in here? Anyways, that was a bit distracting in the beginning, but I think that Franky did a good job. And I think that, yeah, it might have felt weird to him, but I think that, and I liked the slow-mo. I know it was cheesy, but I liked the slow-mo dunk. I thought it was cute. I thought she looked amazing.
Oh, that dress.
And I thought it was cute. You know, it's Franky, so
very true.
I mean, you want to love it, and I think that he did better than I thought he was going to do. So I was impressed.
Can we talk about the move where he missed her head though with the hand?
Oh, and her
and
hand.
you just like see her head there, and I'm like, put your hand there. Put your hand. So,
That was like her neck looked like it was gonna snap off. I was like, ooh. That hurt my feelings. It hurt my feelings to watch that.
Oh, but yeah, also just to the shirt off thing. I don't know if we
could have gone without
done
it.
That. Yeah.
I just feel like that distracted from the dance. I feel like everyone is either thinking that that's coming. You could tell Franky was thinking about it. I was like, I would have rather them just dance. We could have ignored that all. Let him be sexy without playing up this gimmick of, oh, he's going to take his shirt off.
But how about this? Not everybody is sexy.
Right.
Not everybody has to be sexy. Not everybody can be sexy. So let everybody stay in their lane.
Right.
If he's not comfortable being in that lane, let him stay in his lane. Why he got to be sexy? He's not Val. He's not Max. He's not Jordan. He's not all these other people that look like they've been pushing up, you know, barbells for 5,000 hours. Don't put him in that position. It's uncomfortable.
Totally right.
To push back on that a little bit, Carla, I do think he had that vibe a little bit during this sort of stalker contemporary that he did, where he sort of gave us like the alpha male, like his version of I think sexy is.
Right, but
so like yeah, I don't think I agree that we don't need to do like. We don't need to like objectify. Yeah, we don't need to objectify him in that way because he felt uncomfortable with it. And again, with the conversations that all of Hollywood is having right now, I felt especially weird about it. But
yeah,
that's just
bad
me.
timing.
Yeah.
But the judges, Bruno said it was good. I mean, Carrie Ann basically agreed with us. Song wasn't good, but he gave it his all, and he needs to stay in the beat, which I thought was very interesting. But an 8, an 8, and a 9 for a total of 25.
that was fair.
Yeah, I think fair.
Yeah.
So I agree.
At this juncture.
Moving on. So now we have the iconic dance round. So they all do a second dance where they recreate a past iconic dance from a previous season. So first up, Drew and Emma did Corbin's jazz routine.
Real quick before we dive in, Morgan, is this the first time they've done recreating champions' iconic dances?
No, it's not.
It's not? Because they've done like recreating dances from earlier in the season that they've done. I just don't remember this.
No, they've done this before, and I can't remember what season it was, but they've done it a couple of times before, actually.
I
remember
love it.
Specifically.
Overall, I don't love this choice because I think it's really unfair to put who's going to get 5th place on the show and force them to do a champions dance. But
But you know
me.
what? But creatively, it can be very interesting because it's not the same two people that did it before. So obviously, just by virtue of the fact that it's two completely different individuals doing this dance, it's going to have a different energy and a different feel to it. So that in itself can be very exciting to watch as an audience member, but it can be very daunting for the person that has to dance it, you know, because in the back of their mind, even though they know the steps and they've rehearsed it and they got it down, in the back of their mind, as soon as they hit the dance floor, they're like, you know, am I going to measure up? I don't know. What are the judges going to say? What is the audience going to think? And at the end of the day, even though it's a dance competition, just dance. just do your best and dance and have fun and get your groove on. That's what the show is about. It's about the evolution of you learning to love dance.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
True.
If I may, real quick, Carla, I agree that it's cool to compare dances. I just wonder if they chose the right ones for each partnership, and I almost wish they wouldn't force champion dances.
Right. So maybe
Like,
like
it would have been
one.
so nice, like to pick a 5th place that we still loved, like a Matt Ross. Give that to Drew because they were such similar styles and such comparable contestants, rather than giving Drew Corbin. I'm getting ahead, but I like the idea of assigning previous dances. I just don't know about assigning previous champion dances.
I don't have a problem with the champion dances, but what I do agree with you about is the fact that in choosing a champion dance, there are some dances that are less technically difficult, you know, so pairing it up with the right person, that kind of was a little unfair across the board tonight, I thought.
Yeah, Drew definitely is not a Corbin, but no. So this dance, can I start off? Can we talk about the lift that basically was taken from Blades of Glory? I thought her head was going to be cut off.
Yeah.
And anyone watching, I hope you all zoomed in on Drew's face like we did a couple of times, because he looked like he was praying for his life that she was not going to die.
First of all,
They
we
should never
couldn't
do it
even watch
again.
it. We couldn't even watch it. We were like, oh, no. I'm not trying to see somebody's head hit that close to the floor. Like, your head is a very fragile thing. He could have bust her head open wide. I didn't like that they took that chance. And Carrie Ann said, I don't ever want to see you do that lift ever again.
Yeah.
And I agree with her on that. Never.
Well,
ever.
I don't even think the lift was that. Did it add anything to it besides everyone being like, ooh, she's going to die? Like, you know, I feel like a lift should be effortless, and that is not.
I think
the
they
vibe
did it for
I
a
got.
shock factor, and they're shocked, but in the wrong kind of way.
Yeah, it was just overall just a little bit uncomfortable, and I feel like he even, you know, of course during that lift it was like he was real nervous, but which warranted. But even in the beginning, the facials, he looked so uncomfortable, and I think it made me uncomfortable. And then we were like waiting for that lift, and I was uncomfortable. I just felt a little bit like I couldn't really sit in my chair, you know. I just felt like uneasy. So I don't know. It's tough because Corbin obviously is such an entertainer, such a performer, and you know, you saw him bouncing the ball in High School Musical. That's what that's what he came from. And you know, Drew was building houses a year ago, so it's like it is tough. I don't know if that was the right dance for them to choose, but overall, I think he did a good, admirable job. But the facials weren't there.
Yeah, I think Drew did good. I wish the other girls wouldn't have been there. I think Corbin had the other girls, but I think they just didn't add anything. I think if anything, it was just like distracting to me, and it was kind of. I think somebody made the comment. It was like Drew was like the sugar daddy surrounded by 4 women, and I was like, this is kind of distracting. But I think he did good with the choreography itself.
He was a little bit off on timing, I think.
Yeah,
but
his timing was not happening.
That was like the last thing I saw though, because lots of other things going on.
And then everyone closed their eyes during the lift.
Yeah.
What did you think, Amy?
The lift just, I think my heart stopped just watching it. So I couldn't think while watching the performance just because I was really worried about her. It was, I think the theme of the night too is just making sure that when you put other people on the dance floor, that they're supposed to be there and they have a purpose other than just like, look, we're doing cool things. You know what I mean? It's just really unnecessary. Yeah.
Agree with that. So judges, Lynn summed it up kind of weirdly, but I agree with it. Said it was like a pizza, crusty at the bottom, delicious on the top. Weird, but like, I get what he's saying. It was a little crusty in some areas.
Yep.
And they gave it 3 8s, total of 24, which I agree with that.
Yes.
Agree with that score.
Most definitely.
Fair. Moving on. Okay, Victoria and Val, they recreated Amber Riley and Derek Huff's Charleston. What did everyone think about this? I'll let you start.
Yeah, I really loved it. But again, same thing. You don't need the troupe. I think with Victoria, she has, well, now she's gone, but she has
Spoiler.
this energy about her that I really appreciate, and everything just looked gorgeous, and the music was amazing, that the set was amazing. So it was really great. I think her technique was really good. She also did get a 10 from Len, which was great. And he said that was a performance, which is true because she can deliver when she has the right everything working towards her.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I thought it was good. I thought, you know, this was kind of nice for her to have on the last week, and you know, and well, hers is a spoiler again. I think this was a nice way to go out, and I think it was a good performance. I agree.
It was a good performance for her. You know, I feel like, and I've said this before, I feel like whenever they bring the troupe out, it's to distract us from something else that's going on that they don't want us to see. And that was often the case whenever Victoria and Val would dance. There would always be other people dancing, and the same thing with Drew and the girls. There's always something there because they're trying to distract you from something else. But, you know, I think they did an admirable job, and I think they put their own spin on it. And I think somebody, who was it? I think Carrie Ann said that it made her forget that Amber and Derek had done that dance, and that, you know, it was unique enough that she didn't look at it going, oh, well, Amber and Derek did, so, you know, that's a good plus for them, that it made her look at it and not constantly be looking for or constantly be reminded of the original people that did it. So this was one instance in which, you know, giving someone a champion dance worked to their advantage a little bit.
And yeah, I liked it because I saw Victoria having fun. You could see, like, on her face, she wasn't nervous, she was enjoying the dance. So that's what I really liked about it. And I mean, I forget about her legs, and to watch her feet and the footwork, that was really kind of really good and on beat. Well, a little off beat sometimes, but like it just blew my mind again. I was thinking about it. I was like, she can't feel her legs, and to be able to do a Charleston and pull it off pretty well, I thought was really impressive. And the judges agreed. A 9, a 10 from Len, and a 10 from Bruno. So is that her first 10s of the season?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was the first 10 that she got. Yeah.
I'm glad she got it tonight.
Yeah. Okay. I'm happy she got her 10.
Real quick question for you guys before we move on. An interesting conversation was brought up in the chat. Do you guys think Victoria and Val lived up to the potential of their partnership?
No.
I don't either. There was it's like they had a great personal chemistry and they were cute in their packages, but something never felt like they quite unlocked what they could have been this season. I don't know why that is, but
I know why it is. Remember there was that one week that he snapped at her? I think after that, homegirl shut down. She was like, and I'm done, because this is not what I signed up for.
That's an interesting point,
and
Carla.
I think that he shut down too. He was like, I don't have time to baby you. You know,
well,
do you remember that?
I agree with that, and I think that is. I almost feel like he did kind of like after that, kind of be like, well, you're young. I don't feel like dealing with the tantrums.
And she is young, and like we saw tonight, she might not be totally equipped to handle challenging feelings yet, because her departure was interesting. We'll talk about it, but that's a really interesting conjecture. Let us know what you guys think in the chat and in the comments.
Most definitely.
Because I'd be curious to hear other people's thoughts on that. It's a good point, Carla.
Interesting. All right, I'm very excited about those. Okay, Jordan and Lindsay, they recreated the Proud Mary Jive from Paige, Van Zant, and Marc.
What?
I say this every week, I feel like. I think this.
Yes.
Well
Strong J, yes.
I think this is my favorite dance of the season. Just better than the original. Like, that just sums it up. And the cartwheel, the triple cartwheel
with the straight legs.
With straight legs was perfection. Just perfect. Perfect.
Insane. I mean, the kids got technique. They were doing coupe turns in sync. I was like so impressed. I mean, the kid is amazing. You know, obviously he's good, but this was like, you're really good if you can pull this off. And she looked stunning. I loved that outfit. I think it was just, amazing. Amazing.
They did that. That's all I have to say about that dance. They did that, and I think this was probably the only time tonight that the new couple doing the dance topped the original couple doing it.
Totally.
They did that. They did that. I was screaming at the TV screen. I was like, yes, Jordan, yes.
Yeah, that was insane.
I love that they did get standing ovations from pretty much everyone there, but also from Bruno and Carrie Ann. So, I mean, we all enjoyed
stand up.
I know.
But I guess he was like, I did it last week. I can't do it again. It's too bland.
Child, he is old and set in his ways. You cannot teach a whole, what is it?
Old dog, new tricks.
Thank you, baby.
There we go. But yeah, obviously, is anyone surprised? They got 3 10s. I think they should. Let's break the rules and give them an 11. It was flawless.
That was
it
amazing.
really, really was.
You really like that because whenever you really like something, you're like, let's break the rules and give them an 11.
Let's break it. Let's Sharpie over the 10.
Yeah.
Please. So good. I'm going to watch it when I go home. Okay. Next up, and this last of, is this Lindsay, Marc, last of? No,
No,
Frank.
we have
Okay.
Freddie.
Frankie?
Frank. Oh, why did I say Freddie? Oops, sorry. Oops, my bad. It's late.
Frankie, Freddie, same thing. He's still not confident. Okay, Lindsay and Marc, they did a tango, Max and Meryl's tango. I'll let you guys start with this one. Anyone want to take a crack at it? You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. So, it was okay to me. Like, I mean, they hit all the moves and everything. Lynn said it had plenty of snap, crackle, and pop, and it did, but there was no passion behind it. There wasn't that passion that Max and Meryl had, probably because, you know, they wasn't dating. So there's that. And so it had a different kind of energy to it because Lindsay and Marc have that brother-sister kind of chemistry. So doing the tango for them, that particular tango, I should say, didn't quite kind of work to their advantage in terms of the mood of the dance, but technique-wise and execution-wise, I thought they did a great job.
I think Frankie teeters, it's like he looks maybe a little bit angry when he's like trying to look a little like spicy, but he's
You're
looking
talking Frankie
a little,
again.
Wait,
Child,
what?
we talking about
Lindsay and Marc.
Lindsay and Marc.
You guys,
We both did it. It's this side of the room. There's something going on this side of the room.
It's
you know
Monday.
what? My notes, you guys, are not good this week. I'm so sorry.
Teague,
LOL.
what did you think of Sharna and Derek tonight, though? I'm just joking.
They were so good. I mean,
awesome.
they were like my favorite of the night. I'm sorry, you guys.
I love you,
Anyways,
Teague. I'm just
I
joking.
love you all. Thank
was
you
pure
for
comedy. Okay,
accepting
continue.
that. Anyways, so Lindsay and Marc. Yeah, I think I thought it was good. What? Yep. I'm just trying to get my notes together. Oh, my main thing I wanted to say about this dance was I think something changed in her body and her movement and her confidence up here when she had that injury, because ever since she had that rib thing, maybe it's not affecting her anymore, but I think she might think about it or something, because her top is not the same. The top of her frame is held differently. It's like a little bit more concaved than it used to be, and it affected her, I think.
And did you see Marc hold? I said this to Amy. Did you see Marc holding her up in her rib cage?
Yes.
As opposed to around her waist,
Tightly.
and he had her like this. I was like, ooh, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's still bothering her, but I don't think she'll ever say anything.
She probably got that cortisone shot. She feeling real good about now.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Shout out cortisone.
You know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I agree with Carrie Ann. She said that she was torn. I was kind of torn with it too. I think at this point in the competition, you either really love it or it's just like, nah. And this was, nah. But
Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything. It was just okay for me. But judges, a 9, and a 10 from Bruno. So, I mean, they liked it. I think Carrie Ann basically summed it up as lack of sexual chemistry, and I think that's kind of just probably what threw everyone off.
Yeah.
Especially compared to Meryl and Max. Like, if
Yeah.
there was one thing the two of them had, it was heat. So I feel like in comparison, we just didn't quite see it here.
It was like a steam room.
Yeah.
hey.
Well, the last dance of the night, Franky and Whitney, they attempted to pull off Apollo and Julianne's Paso.
I love how you said they attempted to pull off.
Okay, well, that's just my opinion.
Well, you're right. I ain't saying you wrong.
You was savage, but you was right.
But you was right. Yeah, to me this was it was good. I think Franky did the moves. I was a bit distracted by his facials, and maybe it's because he had drawn on eyebrows that were way too dark.
That's what I was saying. Well, no,
So-
but you know, when I was like messed up, it was
Yeah.
his face that was a little bit.
And it's almost like he was trying so hard to get into this character and be this aggressive man that I was distracted by it. And I was a little
Yeah.
put off by it. But I mean, it was good. I don't think he did awful, but just not my absolute favorite.
Yes.
Anyone else?
I agree. That's all I got.
Yeah, again, he teetered on the violent. Yeah, I was a little bit scared of Frankie. You know, the Jolly Green Giant. I was a little bit scared. We're referencing a few weeks ago
Why do
when
we
he had
always
the
come back to that wig?
that wig, because it will never go away in my brain.
It
That
is
dance.
burned into my brain.
But another thing I want to say is I think that he did good on the knee sides. I think that I'm not sure if the timing, if he got there too early, because he was like,
He
got there, he was like, I did it.
Slide,
I did
and he
it.
was like,
oh, you coming, girl? Girl, where you at? Girl, you coming through? Or what you gonna do? You gonna... So I don't know if the time, maybe that was how it was supposed to be, or he got there early, or she didn't get there quite on time. I'm not sure, but I
timing
think
was
it
off.
worked.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that she did the split, because I think she mentioned
yeah.
that that's how she got some sort of injury today, practicing that split slide. But I think it looked good.
Yeah,
and I
it
think
went
that
well.
was one of the pieces that they were a little bit worried about in that routine. So, yeah.
yeah. That's all we got to say
You
about
coming?
that.
Any thoughts?
Is you coming?
Same. It
Yeah.
was all right. It was all right. Forgettable.
Agreed.
But, yeah.
Well, the judges, a 9, an 8, and a 9, total of 26. Yeah, I guess I agree.
And moving on.
Moving on from Jolly Green Giant. All right, so the bottom two tonight, we had Franky and Whitney, Victoria and Val, and ultimately Victoria and Val went home. Were you guys surprised by that?
No.
Bummed and surprised are different things. So I was really bummed, surprised no.
See, I really thought it would be Drew, and I say that
But
every
we say
week.
that every
yeah.
week,
I
and he is
mean,
the Energizer Bunny that just
It
will not
keeps
stop going.
bouncing back.
Yeah, I
Right?
mean, he...
Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah, that is so impressive. You know, I think it's crazy he's still here, but at least maybe he can provide us with. I do love his spirit, and I love how goofy he is. Like,
So fun to
but
watch,
not
yeah.
like on purpose. Like, just kind of just you
That's
know,
just who he
he's
is.
just a really cool person. So I guess it's cool to have his spirit still here. You know, but he definitely doesn't deserve to be here on his dancing. I'm sorry.
You know,
know, right?
definitely-
I mean,
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think I think the only reason that he edged out Victoria is that he has a bigger social media following than she does. People loved Property Brothers, and I think that his fan base is what has kept him going all this time. Now next week gonna be a different story, but up until this point,
I hope so.
he has a huge.
What if he wins
He
the
has a
whole
huge-
show?
Oh, stop it.
Girl, okay, I can't.
No.
Ooh.
No.
Oh, why did all of us go?
Oh, because you know deep down there's like it's the Energizer Bunny.
We are hating on the Energizer Bunny. That's not nice.
No,
okay?
yeah, no, love him, but
But you know,
Second place.
it is what
yeah,
it is.
yeah, it is. But I mean, let's talk really quick before we wrap. Victoria was upset. Like we even brought this up
Yeah.
earlier. She didn't utter a word. I think she was very, very
She was devastated.
almost surprised by the
And
elimination.
she's young, and so I think Jeff may have said earlier that she is not emotionally equipped to handle that. You know what I mean? Which is funny because I think she won a medal in the Special Olympics or something. So it's funny that she can compete in the Special Olympics and not be that emotional about that. But for some reason, this had a completely different meaning for her. She's having a really hard time. I felt my heart broke for her. I felt really bad.
But there's always that chance. So there's always a chance he'll go home. I mean, I was actually kind of surprised by her reaction. I wonder if something else happened that we didn't know about. Maybe
Very true.
And
she
then
had a
they called
hard
her
week,
parents
or
out.
It's
Yeah.
interesting because for the actors, they're used to rejection. They're used to showbiz isn't always fair, but maybe she hasn't faced like a real rejection moment yet.
Yeah.
And the first time that happens for an actor, for whoever, that's tough.
right.
Yeah. Well, so she's 23.
Hey, she's
And-
my age.
Yeah, like I mean, she's not 20. So I still think maybe it was that she got eliminated right after she just put her heart out on the dance floor.
Yeah, I
from
think
tonight.
that's a rough, way to go home because she did have that dance with her parents, and that was so emotional. And I mean, she did do really well tonight. She got good feedback, so I think that it's such a high followed by a low.
Right.
I still stand by the fact that she, y'all may be the same age, but you have a different type of maturity than she has. And everybody is where they are in life, you know, depending on what their journey is. And I just think because her journey has been one of struggle and health issues, that she has not been able to become equipped with the tools to handle rejection. So I think this rejection, and it was on national TV, you know, it's not like it happened and nobody saw it. So there's that.
But I don't know what happens every week. I was surprised.
You
but,
was
but
savage. Like you was real.
I'm my favorite human in the group chat. Favorite woman ever. That's a shout out to you. But yeah, you know, I mean, I was surprised. Anyways.
All right, real quick before we wrap, who do we think is going to win next week? Tuesday they reveal the winner. Who do we think? I think Jordan.
Ditto.
Yes.
Jordan.
All right, there you have it, guys.
That's a wrap.
Keep commenting
Drew. I was
Keep
kidding.
commenting on the videos. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I'm your host, Morgan Willett. You can find me on Twitter at Morgan_Willett.
And I'm Amy Cassandra. You guys can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra TV.
And I'm Tiege Dooley-Panko. You guys can find me at TiegeDP. Thank you guys so much for joining us. You guys are thebomb.com. Thank you for getting in the group chat. If there's anything we didn't get to, put in the comments and we'll get to you. You're the best.
Most definitely. And you can find me, Carla Renata, across all social media platforms at The Curvy Critic.
Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week.
Yay!
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.